Hi, everyone. I'm Mark Cooper, President and CEO of Prairie Clean Enterprises, and I'm so excited to have you join me today to learn a little bit more about the fantastic investment opportunity presented by PCE, and for you to learn a little bit more about whether this is a good fit for you and for your investment portfolio, or perhaps for people that you know who are looking for a great opportunity to invest in Saskatchewan's next success story. So let's talk a little bit about what's going on at PCE. Let's go back to the beginning. More than a decade ago, my friend and our company founder, Trevor Thomas, had a vision to stop images like this that he would see on the prairies. For any of you who are from the Canadian prairies will have seen images of flax straw being burned in the fields in the fall. And you know, that straw is being burned not because farmers want to burn it, but because it's tough to handle and it creates a real nuisance for them. They can't till it back into the soil. It has no nutrient value. And so as a company, when Trevor started this company, he really set out with a plan to say, what can we do to stop the burning? What can we do to create new revenue streams from a previous waste product for farmers? And then also, what can we do to take that straw, turn it into products that we can sell around the world? And at Prairie Clean Enterprises, that's what we do today. We stop the burning, we create new revenue streams for farmers, and we take multiple products to multiple markets around the world, serving the global bioeconomy. This is an image of it right here. You can see our straw on the left-hand side, our pellets, which come from the shive in the middle, and our fiber on the right-hand side. And so we create two product streams, pellets and fiber, multiple markets for each. We'll talk about those in a moment. But this right here is a perfect picture of what Prairie Clean Enterprises is able to do. As a company over the last 5 years, we've focused a lot of attention and effort on what we can do to de-risk the investment opportunity for investors. So we know that in order to do that, we have to be able to tackle our supply chain. We have to be able to have customers. We have to have sorted out the technology. We have to have the financing in place. We've got to have strong marketing and sales efforts. And so we've worked in every single one of these areas to de-risk this opportunity. And now we think it's really well positioned for you. So let's start with the straw side. We have 5-year right of first refusal agreements with farmers across the prairies. We focus our efforts immediately around the Weyburn area, which is where our facility is, and we'll talk more about that in a moment. We have more than 34,000 acres of straw under contract, and that's growing every single year. This is the 3rd year in a row that we've purchased straw, each year buying more. Next year we'll be buying even more beyond that. So the straw supply that we need to be able to grow the company and grow your investment is secure. We've got the technology sorted out. We've got patents pending on our process, our proprietary technology that we use that you'll get to see in a moment. We have the equipment installed in the facility. We've got the facility itself in Weyburn that we lease. And so all of these pieces have been in place. We've tested them. We know that they work. We've actually made some fiber out of our facility in Weyburn. We've also got customers lined up, both on the fiber side and on the pellet side. On the fiber side, we are selling into the pulp and paper market into Europe. So we have a number of companies in Europe that are buying and are going to buy our fiber to turn it into specialty papers. And so that's the initial market for fiber. The opportunities on fiber are significant. They go much beyond pulp and paper, and maybe we can talk about some of that in the Q&A portion today. On the pellet side, we have a couple of markets that we sell these pellets into: cat litter, animal bedding, and they can be used for heating purposes, and they can also be used for industrial absorbents. Our initial market focus is on the cat litter and the animal bedding, and we'll talk more about both of those. But we've got the customers lined up. They're ready and waiting for product, and they'll be receiving products. Some of them shipping in December, some of them shipping in January. So we've got the straw, we've got the technology, we've got the customers. Thanks to the great work of our early investors, we have FCC financing in place for half of the total cost of the project that has been underway in Weyburn, and so Farm Credit Canada has come to the table to support that project. Through the Weyburn Credit Union, we have a $1.5 million line of credit. And over the last few years as a company, we've raised more than $8 million from investors just like you. So now, why not join us as we move to this next stage as a company? The last piece really is around the strong product brands that we have, and I'd like to talk about a couple of those. The first is Prairie Clean Litter. This is our cat litter brand. Our pellets are amazingly absorbent. They absorb liquid, they eliminate odor smells, so this is why it's great for cat litter and for animal bedding. And this isn't just us saying this. This, of course, has been tested in labs. It's been tested in facilities. And most importantly, with the litter, it was tested right here in the Regina Humane Society, where they came away from that trial after using it for cats, showing that it was the best litter they have ever used. And so they've signed an exclusivity deal with Prairie Clean Enterprises, where we will be the exclusive provider of cat litter for humane societies. And that's a model that we're going to roll out across Canada. We know that people adopt their cats from the humane societies, and we want to capture that market early. So we've got a strong brand, an amazing product, and high margins, which we'll talk about in a bit as well. But let's talk about the flax bedding. So Prairie Clean flax bedding. This product launched just last week at Canadian Western Agribition, where it was announced that PCE will be the future provider of animal bedding for Canadian Western Agribition. So we're going to be showcased on one of the best shows on earth for animal bedding. And we're also going to be reaching out to other shows across Canada and North America to be able to showcase our bedding and take it to large customers and to small customers around North America. We have been shipping bedding products to Amish farmers in Pennsylvania and Indiana over the last number of years. They love the product, again, because the barn smells great, it's easy to muck, it's highly absorbent, and so, again, it's one of the best products they've ever used. And we expect that to continue to be the case as we roll it out across farms and stores across North America. So 2 strong brands for 2 of our pellet products. And as you can see, like I talked about, there's good margins here. So on the fiber side, we've got 44% margin on the fiber. Again, that's the product that we sell mostly to Europe for pulp and paper uses today. The animal bedding pellets have a lower margin. And that's because, at least in North America, we're competing against a lot of low-cost options. And so we're not the lowest cost option because we are by far the best product on the market, but we wanted to price competitively. So the margins are a little lower there. And you can see the margins are extremely healthy at 75% for cat litter, where we have priced ourselves as a premium product and look to grow our brand organically through the Humane Society channel and through online sales. And so this is a quick snapshot of our 2026 financial pro forma projections. What you can see here is that even in a year where we're going to have high capital costs, we're going to have a ramp up to sales, where we're going to be working through production issues and challenges, no doubt, we still are projecting a positive net income and a strong EBITDA for our first year of production. Of course, we fully intend to surpass and beat these numbers. But these are good conservative projections of what you can expect your company to achieve in our first full year of production. Okay, let's talk about the facility, because this is exciting, especially if you've been with us on this journey. This right here, this big beast, is called the roto-chopper. It is the heartbeat and the start of our process. It sits outside of the building, so this is a picture of our roto-chopper sitting outside of our facility in Weyburn. The roto-chopper, the bales get loaded onto the right-hand side there, they get shredded and they go up that conveyor, and then they move into the facility. And in a moment, we'll go inside the facility and we'll have a look at that. But this is one of those pieces of equipment that we were able to purchase from suppliers thanks to the financing from FCC and thanks to the commitment of our investors. And so you can just imagine what's going to happen next with this next round of investments. Okay, let's go to an overview of the facility. Perfect. So again, you can see the roto-chopper sitting outside of the building here. That takes a conveyor and it goes into that gray thing in the building there. That is the BM&M screener. That screener is a vibrational device that helps to separate out the fiber from the shive. So this is the part where we start to get into 2 product streams. The fiber goes to the right into the bale press, and you'll get to see videos of all of this in a second. And the shive goes to the left-hand side and goes into a pelletizer, and then through that out eventually to a bagging machine. So this is what the line looks like as an overview. And now let's go inside and we'll watch a video and talk about it. Okay, so here we are. So that's the bale press on the left-hand side that I talked about. That creates the fiber bales. There's the BM&M screener. That whole thing shakes and vibrates. It's pretty impressive. Moves around so that it separates out the fiber and the shive. As I said, the fiber goes to the left there. The shive goes up that conveyor into the pellet mill. That's the pellet mill. Then it goes from that pellet mill, where it's formed into little pellets, up the next conveyor into that spaceship-looking thing, which is actually the cooling tower. And then it goes from there in another conveyor into that storage bin. And then it goes from another conveyor into the bagging machine, and that's where we make our bagged products, so our cat litter and our animal bedding. So that is a look inside our Weyburn facility from just on Friday. Great images, very exciting for those of you who've been part of this journey with us, and for those who are thinking about joining us. Now is the time. So why is it the time? Well, the facility's ready. The straw is secured, and customers are waiting. We get calls every single day saying, when are we going to get the product? When are we going to get the product? And we can't wait to ship it to them. This is really the last opportunity before sales for PCE to invest and join us as an investor. Spots are limited. When they're gone, they're gone. And this is not just a bet on an idea. We're not speculative here. We're in action. You can come and get tours of the facility if you'd like. So it's a chance to invest in something real, something tangible that you can see, you can touch. And we have customers waiting for product. Some of you are our customers waiting for product, and so we're looking forward to getting it to you. So really, there has never been a better time in terms of the effort that's been made to de-risk and the exciting momentum that we have for you to join us right now. So there's a couple of options. For those of you who, the minimum investment is $21,000. So one of the options on the screen here is that minimum investment of $21,000. That allows you to buy shares in the company valued at $7 per share. All shares are voting shares. We only have one class of shares in the company. The same shares that you would buy are the same shares that I hold as CEO. And this is the minimum level of investment that's necessary. For investors looking to do more than $100,000 in investment, you also have an option to do a convertible note. So this convertible note pays 12% annual interest, and it's fully repaid at 24 months. But you have the option as the investor at any point prior to repayment to convert that shares and interest to PCE shares at $7 per share. So you have that flexible option. So you get to lend the money to PCE, get your money back plus interest, and potentially convert that into shares should you wish to do that. So you get 2 years to try us on and decide for yourself the strength of that investment opportunity. We also have options available for investors who are looking to do beyond $250,000, and we can talk about that if anybody would like to have that conversation. So our goal in this round is to raise $2 million. We have a couple of options to do that. The minimum investment is $21,000, and the value of the shares is $7 per share. So next steps. This round closes on December 19th. It is a unique opportunity to be part of a fantastic story, a journey that has been going on and will continue to go on for years to come. It's an opportunity to build something tangible, to see it, to feel it, to own it, and to see your money in action. So you have to act now, though. And so let's get into some questions. And I'm happy to answer any of the questions that you have. I think you can put them in the chat. Somebody will be relaying them to me in my ear, and I look forward to answering them. Thanks, everybody. Just waiting for the first question to come up. So the first question is, what are the future expansion plans for Prairie Clean Enterprises? Thank you for the question. So the first plan is to move Weyburn from its current production schedule of 40 hours per week to 24/7 by the end of 2026. So we're going to make that migration. The thing that will drive that will be sales performance. So we need to focus energy, effort, and money into driving sales so that we can move Weyburn to a 24/7 facility. The next step will be growing the capacity of Weyburn so that we can produce more product from that same facility. The third step in our growth plan is to launch multiple facilities across the prairies. So this is not just a one and done plan with PCE at Weyburn. We're going to have multiple facilities both in Canada and the US looking to capture as much of the flax straw as possible as quickly as we can to take this product and bring it to market. So the next question is, will we be going public? Thank you for the question. So I think the question is really getting at, will Prairie Clean Enterprises shares ever be sold on public exchanges? Right now, the strategy for the board of directors at Prairie Clean Enterprises is to focus on an exit strategy that is about having the company be acquired by an outside party in the 5 to 7 year kind of time horizon. And so rather than going public, to keep the company private, to keep it held in the hands of our private investors, and then to drive the best possible return for those investors through a strategic acquisition of our company once we have reached a certain threshold of growth that makes us quite attractive to be able to be packaged up and sold. And so that's the planned exit strategy. That being said, strategies evolve and change over time. Markets evolve and change. And so going public is certainly something that is on our radar screen and something that would be considered. It's just not plan A today. So the next question is, how will the money we are raising be used? Great question. So the focus of the money that's being raised today will be to drive sales and marketing momentum so that we can take our products further, faster, and deliver stronger returns for investors. That's the primary focus. It also supports company operations as we ramp up sales. So, as we deliver product to customers, some of our customers, and our largest customers especially, have slightly longer sales cycles because they want to get samples, and then they want to get large trials, like I'm talking several truckloads worth of product in order to try it, and then they want to commit to long-term recurring orders. And we are focused on securing large-scale customer orders that are recurring orders. And so because of that longer sales cycle just means it's going to take longer for us to realize the full return from those sales. And so the money that we're raising not only will help drive sales, but also support the company as we move through that sales cycle. Next question is, will we ever pay dividends? That's a great question. All of these questions are great, so I don't need to preface them, I guess. But I will say that the plan right now, in terms of providing returns to shareholders, is to initiate, starting in 2027, a plan that will provide a share buyback option where investors can sell their shares or portions of their shares to Prairie Clean Enterprises as a way of recouping some of their return and getting actually more return than they would otherwise get. So that's step one. Step two, a plan for a dividend is something that we've talked about at a board of directors level. It is something that we'll be talking about with shareholders at our next annual shareholders meeting. Initially, the plan for net income with the company is to reinvest it in growth so we can capture market share. Because our strategic objective is to get to an acquisition, then we want to grow the company as quickly as we can. But if we are in a position where there is an opportunity to provide returns to shareholders along that journey, then certainly we would want to consider that. Everybody who's, of course, on the board, everybody who's in senior management of the company, most of the people who work for the company are all shareholders in the company. So we take the interest of shareholders at the very top of our framework for making decisions. So one of the questions is, how extensive is the rollout for sales for cat litter? Is it going to be available widely or more narrowly available? So the answer to that question is that initially, cat litter sales are going to be available through two channels, through prairiecleanlitter.com. So you can go to prairiecleanlitter.com and sign up to order bags there. And then the other pathway initially will be through the Regina Humane Society in Regina. So our focus when we start out is to do it through online sales first. We talked a lot, and we had some strong interest from retailers about a good retail presence, and there will be some specifically in Saskatchewan that I can't get into details about yet because we're still working through the final plans. But I will say that we know that a retail strategy takes a lot of intensity in terms of you need people on site, you need connections with the stores, you need to manage those relationships. We have an amazing brand. We have been very effective at telling our story and connecting with people online. And so we want to stretch that strength and that muscle, and we want to do it with cat litter sales because we think that's where we'll be able to achieve our fastest market penetration, and that market penetration will then translate into better positions in stores and on retail shelves. So the next question is, how does the pipeline look? Can you elaborate? So sales pipeline is the sales pipeline. So yeah, I mean, what we have today is we have 40 hours of production committed to existing buyers. And so that's a great spot to be. It gives us a good, stable foundation financially as a footing. And we are now actively selling into the second shift. On the pellet side, given the excitement we've had around the Agribition launch, the growth in existing customers and potential future customers, I feel very confident that we have between 2 and 3 shifts worth of production that can likely be sold to new and to existing customers over the next 6 months. On the fiber side, we need to be able to demonstrate effectively that we can deliver quality product to our customers in Europe. And as we do that, that will also grow into a second shift comfortably, and likely a third shift as well, so that we have the pipeline of customers. And the goal in this first quarter is going to be to convert those potential customers into actual customers by showcasing for them the quality of the product, allowing them to trial it, and then translating those trials into recurring sales. So there's a question here about why 21,000 is the minimum. And so what I can tell you is in the last round, the minimum investment was $50,000. And so we decided to lower that from 50,000 to 21,000 this go around for two reasons. One, we wanted to close quickly. And two, we wanted to make it more accessible. So we heard from a lot of people in and around the Weyburn area that 50,000 was a bit of a stretch. And so we said, okay, well, we want these people to become part of our story and our journey. If they're from Saskatchewan especially, or from Weyburn especially, we want them to join with us on this. So let's lower that minimum. We're getting a number of investors coming in for 6 figures plus in this round, which is great. But we wanted to make it as accessible as we could. So this will be the lowest that we'll go in terms of our minimum investments going forward. And we think we positioned it just right for the market that we're trying to reach. So there's a question about the board of directors and who's on the board of directors. So there are 3 members of the board of directors. There's myself, there's our company founder, Trevor Thomas, and there's David Whitrow, who's our third largest shareholder and former CFO of the company. And so it's David, Trevor, and myself that form the board. And then we have an advisory group of senior investors who've participated with us from early on in this stage that provide strategic advice to the board. So the question is, who are our competitors in Canada, the US? And I mean, we can talk more broadly about that. It really depends on the market segment. So, I mean, I could spend 3 hours talking about competitors. Just a second here, my earpiece fell out. But I'm going to focus on each market quickly. So on the fiber side, no, this is not working here. Just bear with me for a moment, folks. Here we go. On the fiber side, our competitors are flax straw providers from France and Belgium. So they have been selling historically to the pulp and paper companies that we are now selling to. The reason that these pulp and paper companies are interested in buying from us is 2 things. One, the market for flax straw fiber in Europe has gone crazy because that straw is being used a lot for linen, so higher quality end uses, whereas pulp and paper is kind of on the lower quality end use. And these customers are looking for new sources of supply. So it's 1, because the market's gone crazy, and 2, because of climate change challenges in Europe, the flax crops are under great duress. And so the pricing has gone crazy for them, which has created a unique opportunity for us to come in as a new supplier and to secure their supply chain. So they're looking for long-term, stable contracts that they can commit to that can meet their supply chain needs going forward. On the pellet side, if we look at cat litter, there is dozens and dozens of cat litter competitors. We have clay, which is the primary tool used for litter today. Terrible, bad for the environment. It's low cost, but it does a terrible job. Our pellets vastly outperform clay. It's a joke to compare clay to what our litter does. There's a lot of other natural fiber or natural product litters out there. And so our focus there is being able to stack up our product claim against those competitors, and then also to deliver, again, a superior product at a median price. And so we're not the most expensive cat litter. We're not the cheapest cat litter. We price based on a brand promise, on a product promise, and on a unique value proposition to help stop the burning, support the environment, and give your cat a healthy home. And on the animal bedding, it's similar. So in Saskatchewan, a lot of bedding is just straw, right? Straw that is picked up from fields and other things like that. So very low cost competition. Tough for us to compete directly against straw. So what we do is we focus on high-end animal bedding needs for customers that are really focused on the health of their animals and that are really focused on better performance for their animals. And so that's why we started initially selling into the Amish in the US, why we're chasing similar types of opportunities here in Canada, and why the interest has been so strong. So we really try and uniquely position ourselves against the competition, more focused on the customer and their needs and finding the right customers. So we're not gonna compete for every customer, and we're not gonna compete in every market. We're gonna compete in the markets and for the customers where we have a competitive advantage and where we can consistently deliver. So there's a question about how the money will be used that was raised. I answered that question already, but I'll recap it quickly. So 2 primary areas that the money is going to be used for: driving a higher performance in marketing and sales, so we can capture more market share faster, and then also supporting the company while we go through the longer sales cycles of some of our large-scale customers that want truckloads of product every week and that need to be able to go through multiple rounds of trials before they can commit to that. And so it's really about moving us as quickly as we can from 40 hours a week worth of sales to 150 hours a week worth of sales. So the last question is, who is our ideal investor? So here's what I would say. If you care about being part of something that's making the world a better place, if you care about being a part of something that is tangible, that is real, that you can put your hands on, that you can see, if you care about delivering tangible products to customers who are looking to make a difference in the world as well, and if it matters to you to be part of something that is happening right now, then you're probably an ideal investor for us. You must be an accredited investor, and we can talk afterwards about what an accredited investor means. And if you're not sure, you can reach out to us and we'll happily walk you through that. But if you care about Saskatchewan, if you care about making a real difference, if you care about the opportunity to invest in something tangible and to see your money in work, then you are for sure one of PCE's next investors, and we look forward to having you join our team. Thank you, everybody. I really appreciate your time. Have a wonderful day.